Well, another potential monkey wrench has been thrown into the WrestleMania season plans. I'm Destiny, back with another video, and you're watching the Decimania channel on YouTube. Hope you guys are having a good 2024 so far. We're only in the third day in, and a bunch of stuff has gone down. Mainly with Chris Jericho and The Rock. We're going to address some other rumors too. But we have two big stories coming out of 2023, going into 2024. We're going to spend a little bit of time on one of them, because we don't have much details, and it's just, I hate doing this. Hate talking about this freaking drama. But it's my job. This is the first video of 2024 for the Decimania channel. So, we're coming in hot with a couple topics. If you wouldn't mind hitting that subscribe button, I would greatly appreciate it. Sorry, I don't have my new microphone thingy set up yet because I don't know how to work it. And I don't know how to make it stay on my head. So, I have to figure that out until I can get an actual microphone set up. That probably won't be for a while. So, couple big stories coming out of 2023, going into 2024. The big main one we're going to get into first. Well, we'll start with the 2023 one. I just want to get this one over with. Chris Jericho. Talked about this on Sunday. If you guys saw my end of year countdown video, I said I would address this on Wednesday, and I'm going to do that now. Let me just see if I've got everything. I'm going to try to go through everything I remember about this situation. Poor MJF. It's funny because he tweeted something on Friday. He tweeted something or posted something or said something about, maybe I was cursed or something. Maybe I was created to be a very successful wrestler, but at the point of one of my greatest moments, it would be overshadowed by somebody else's drama, whether they want to eat a muffin and destroy MVPs or EVPs or someone else. And it's funny he said that because as soon as this didn't happen to him specifically. I guess it was the turning point in the storyline. But the AEW Devil was revealed to be Adam Cole. And him, Roderick Strong, Wardlow, and Matt Taven, and Mike Bennett. Well, okay, Cole didn't really do much, but he held MJF while the Kingdom and Wardlow beat him down. And that was overshadowed by Chris Jericho, who you really don't hear that much about in terms of having a bad reputation. I know some people don't like him. I do. But I don't know. This is one of those things where it's like the Vicky Guerrero situation, which I did not get into last year because I wanted to see if there was any more that came out about it before I just jumped down Vicky's throat. But the more I think about it, I think Vicky is unexcusable for what she said. Let's talk about this. I want to get this over with before we get into the Rock stuff. Okay, so apparently Christmas morning, Jericho posted on his Twitter a link, or from his He posted on his Twitter. I guess he had a little bit too much to drink. It was the holidays. I guess can't really blame him, but then again, probably shouldn't be posting stuff like this when you're drunk. He saw something about we're bringing CM Punk. Look what you started. He brought up he saw something where CM Punk's lawyer, CM Punk and Ace Steel's lawyer, Steven, whatever his name is, said that CM Punk and Ace Steel have signed lifetime NDAs, but Ace Steel's wife, Lucy, hasn't. And Jericho tweeted back, he replied to Steven, their lawyer, and said something to the effect of, I never signed an NDA. I was there and saw the whole thing, and I know exactly how your buddies were acting. And something along those lines. Sorry if I don't have all my details. I was kind of out of the loop last weekend, so I'm just now kind of hearing about this. Okay, so he tweeted that, and then Nick Hausman, another one, replied to Jericho and said something to the effect of, so what about the NDAs that you make other people sign? And basically implied that Jericho did sign an NDA. And then he blocked Nick Hausman, I guess. I'm laughing at this because this is just ridiculous that this overshadowed MJF. Apparently, there was some indie wrestler and this is where it's going to get sensitive, so if you want to skip this part, feel free to do so. If you want to just hear me talk about the Rock stuff. Apparently, a female indie wrestler saw this. I don't know if it was an indie wrestler or I don't know. Some woman posted this, or saw this, and posted something to the effect of, is it safe to tweet about Chris Jericho? Which then got a response from Kylie Ray, former Impact Wrestling and AEW wrestler. And she just put like a heart emoji or something, and it got a lot of people talking. Not sure where the source is from. But apparently, back in 2019, when Kylie was working for AEW, Jericho allegedly called Kylie Ray to his hotel room. And I guess thinking that this is just rumors, nothing has been confirmed. So when I say allegedly, that's what that means. And he allegedly made verbal advances. Apparently he didn't do anything physical, but he allegedly verbally implied that he was into her. Okay. Like the Vince McMahon stuff, at least the Vince stuff is actually being investigated. Vince was served with a warrant last year. Vicky Guerrero's daughter allegedly was assaulted on a cruise by Vicky's now husband. Allegedly. Apparently, this ties into what I'm about to talk about. Apparently, this ties in to what Sherilyn Guerrero, that's her name. That's Eddie and Vicky's daughter. Her sister, Shaw, who was married to Matthew Raywald from Impact Wrestling, former Aiden English, confirmed that it did happen, but apparently alleged that Vicky and Sherilyn didn't want to do therapy together. Vicky apparently alleged that her and Chris tried to do therapy with her, and Sherilyn refused. Here's the thing. Like this story, and we'll get back to the Jericho stuff in a minute, but I just wanted to point this out as an example. We don't know what happened. But if that is true, and what Vicky is saying is that she's denying that this happened, I have lost all freaking respect for her. Chavo apparently doesn't speak to her anymore. Good for him. Shaw apparently doesn't take too kindly to Chavo supporting her sister. Look, he said something to the effect of, I've been privately supporting her for a while now. Why would you have to privately freaking support her? Dude. It's your family. It's okay. I was worried they were going to go after him last year for something that was far less, sinister. It wasn't even that bad. He kind of said it tongue-in-cheek that Rey Mysterio was profiting off of Eddie Guerrero's name. I'm sorry to keep bringing this up, but it just goes to show that you gotta read the facts, or you've gotta at least have somewhat of an understanding before you just come up and make up stuff. Which is why I didn't talk about this on Sunday, and why I waited to talk about the Punk stuff in 2022. Allegedly, Chris Jericho was performing misconduct with Kylie Ray, and then a bunch of other people started coming out. Who was it? Somebody said something to the effect of there are going to be stories that will come out about Chris that will paint him in a different light because of all the praise that he's been getting. He was noticeably booed on the AEW World's End show. So I don't understand this at all. This is extremely freaking bizarre. This is like the Vince stuff and like the Vicky Guerrero and Sherilyn Guerrero stuff. Just Alex put up a couple of videos on it if you want to hear more details, and I know Solid Monster talked about it also. So if you want to go just check out Vicky Guerrero Disowns Daughter or something, just type that in or something, and you'll see some stuff about it. It's disgusting. If you want me to get into more detail about that in a later video, if anything else comes out, we'll talk about it. This is the most I've said about it since last year. But Tony Khan was asked about the Jericho stuff, and he denied it. He denied that he was, or not even that was happening, but he was asked, is Jericho being investigated? And he didn't even answer it. Tony, you've got to answer these questions, bro. That's going to make you look bad if, that's going to make you look like you're covering for him if he is doing something. I would hope that Jericho's not doing anything like that. He has kids, and I think he's still married to, what's her name, Jessica? Is he still married to her? Because that would be sucky if, all this stuff was coming out and, he's supposedly a Christian. And that's gonna make him look bad if that's the case. I hope that's not true. I hope that's just people exaggerating. Rene Dupree apparently says he has a reputation for this. He talked about it on his Cafe de Rene with Rene Dupree podcast. I can't say that right. I'm subscribed to it. I've watched a couple episodes. It's pretty good. But it's just one of those things you have to. Sorry, my throat is still acting up from 2 weeks ago. It's one of those things that you have to just kind of wait and see what happens. If we hear any more about this, I would definitely cover it. But that's all we know so far. Now, as far as Jericho not or signing or not signing an NDA, I don't know. Apparently, he pulled Tony aside during the media scrum and said that stuff had went down. So I guess he was there. But people that were there said that he pulled Tony aside and was like, look, stuff just went down with Punk and the Elite and Ace. Apparently, the only one that we know for sure hasn't signed an NDA is Ace Steel's wife, Lucy. So if Ace's wife wanted to come up and, talk about it, then she could. Apparently, her, Ace, and Punk were acting unprofessional, apparently, according to Jericho. Then again, Jericho has called Punk a cancer. Look, I agree Punk had issues in AEW, but let me tell you something, if he gets through this WWE run without having any issues, we can all just freaking put this behind us. We know what? We can put this behind us now because this is a fresh start for him. He's back in the company that he, buried for all those years. But he's apparently apologized to a lot of people, which is good. Hopefully it's legit. I don't know what to think of this whole situation. I really don't. I just hope that Jericho... Oh, please, Chris, tell me you didn't do any of this. Oh, that would be bad if you did. Because I have a lot of respect for Jericho, and I don't want that tarnished by this, if it indeed did happen. Because making advances towards women, and I'm just going to say this right now, men, get this too. Making advances like that towards females in the workplace or at any time, unless it's consensual, is not okay. That is unexcusable. I don't care if it's a family member. I don't care if it's a coworker. You do not do that to somebody. You have no idea. I mean, there's a lot of psychological damage that can be done to people that go through that sort of thing. Look at Jake Roberts. And that's a completely other situation, but, if Jericho is making advances toward, because doesn't he also have a big role in the company? Isn't he helping with creative meetings and stuff like that? He's doing something in a backstage role. But this is where you need Bryan Danielson. Tony needs to put more people in charge of stuff like this, to make sure that this kind of stuff doesn't go down. Bryan Danielson would be perfect for that role. You know who else would be? Jake Roberts. Because, especially on that end, because he's been through that. I hope that's all that is rumors. We don't know anything other than he apparently made advances towards her. So, like I said, if you want to skip this entire part and see me talk about The Rock and stuff and the other stuff, we'll do that. Or just feel free to do that. If you feel uncomfortable with stuff like this, with abuse and stuff like that, then skip this part. On to some more lighter stuff. So I checked out the TNA Plus app. Well, some details about it. It hasn't launched yet. It'll launch on Friday. Apparently it's going to be like Peacock. And actually, it's funny, and I forgot to mention this. And every time I've talked about this, they are partnering with Endeavor, the company that owns UFC and WWE. They're partnering with Endeavor to launch this app. So basically, you're going to get everything from the Asylum years all the way to current day. So if you want to go back and watch all those old TNA episodes, which I would definitely be doing because I'm getting this freaking app on Friday. That's really cool. So there could potentially be, and this is, I don't even know if this is a rumor or if this could just be possible, but there's potential for WWE and TNA to kind of partner this year. Does that mean maybe we see some guys, maybe AJ Styles could come in for something? If that's the case, I don't know how far this partnership's going to go, or if it's going to be a thing, but apparently there's a start if Endeavor and TNA are going to be partnering to launch this new app. 2024 is going to be an exciting year for wrestling, I believe. Even more exciting than last year. Think of everything that's going down right now. Punk's back in WWE. MJF broke Kenny Omega's record and got the torch passed to him. Yeah, TNA is making a comeback. It's already back, but they're having their first official TNA pay-per-view on the 13th, which hopefully I'll be able to watch. I'm going to see what all these tiers are for the TNA Plus and see what I got to do. But I'm going to get this app. And apparently tomorrow they're having a special. It's either tomorrow or sometime. It's probably tomorrow. They're TNA or Impact. TNA, yeah. I keep calling them Impact. It's TNA now, sorry. TNA's doing a special episode looking back on past TNA events. I guess it's going to be under the TNA umbrella where, Jeff Jarrett and Dixie Carter were running it. Look, say what you want about Dixie Carter, but she was a great on-screen character. Yeah, she did some stuff behind the scenes that's questionable. Like I said, what she did to Jesse Sorensen and then releasing Don West was another one. Losing their Spike TV deal was another one. Letting AJ Styles go. But she was a great on-screen character. But TNA is relaunching. I'm excited for it, and hopefully I'll get to watch Hard to Kill next Saturday.
1 p.m.
And it's going to be exciting. Hopefully we get more than just a streaming partnership from TNA and WWE. TNA action figures are coming back, which is cool because we need some updated people and new people. It'd be cool to get an updated Motor City Machine Guns with their titles. We need some more TNA DVDs out. We need some more documentaries and essential collections and stuff along those lines. But we'll see what happens. There's people saying, here's some more stuff. We'll get to The Rock in a little bit, but there's people saying that MJF is going to be signing with WWE. You know what? I don't think so. Months back, it was reported that he had quietly re-signed with AEW. I don't think MJF's going anywhere. They can't just reveal Adam Cole as the AEW Devil, have them beat down MJF, and then have him go to WWE. That wouldn't make any sense. There's got to be a climax. There's got to be a point where MJF gets his hands on Adam Cole. And if he's injured, that's how you can write him off TV. So he can go get the surgeries and stuff that he needs. And he's still young. You know, this kid's going to turn 28 in March, but no, I don't think MJF's going anywhere. That's what I think on that situation. They already lost Cody. They lost CM Punk. They lost Jade Cargill. They can't lose MJF. They better not freaking lose Darby to Mount Everest, which I don't think they will because I don't think he's going to be doing it next year. Hopefully not. Or this year. Keep forgetting we're in 2024. Sting is retiring in 2 months. You know? They can't afford to lose MJF. Let's talk about The Rock. Triple H over the weekend had reported or tweeted on Twitter that there's going to be a former WWE champion on the Day 1 edition of Monday Night Raw. And we were all thinking that it was going to be somebody like Goldberg or Batista or somebody like that. The Rock didn't even go through our heads until a couple of hours before Raw even started. And sure enough, it was The Rock. They trolled us. They tried to make it sound like it was Jinder Mahal. He came out, ran down America, and then The Rock came out, did all his typical Rock stuff, insulted Jinder Mahal, got the fans to do all the chants and stuff. And then he gave Jinder Mahal a people's elbow, spine buster, no rock bottom, which sucks. And then he got on the mic and said, I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna go get something to eat because I'm hungry. Should I sit at the bar? Should I sit at the booth? Or should I sit at the head of the table? And then that got people talking because he said head of the table. Roman Reigns, right? So that got people talking. And for a little bit, I was like, oh no, they're not gonna freaking do this at WrestleMania. They better not do this at WrestleMania. And then I was like, wait. Do it at Elimination Chamber. You know, it's gonna be in Australia. It's gonna be a big international pay-per-view. They're gonna want to fill that card. They're gonna want to stack that card as much as possible. There's a way that you can do Rock versus Roman and still have Cody face Roman at WrestleMania. And Good Mic Work pointed this out too. But I kind of thought of it as I was watching his stream. And I pitched it in the live chat. I was like, just do Rock and Roman at Elimination Chamber. Have Roman go over. And then you do Cody and Roman at WrestleMania. And Cody wins. Because, and Good Mic Work, this is where Good Mic Work pointed this out. He was like, what if Roman beats Rock and has his all-time high level confidence, and then Cody just comes in and beats him? Because he takes Cody too lightly. That's how I could see that going down. And Solo finally turning on him. That's what I could see. I don't want Cody having help. I want Solo to walk away from Roman, possibly even Paul Heyman. And that's how I want Cody to win it. Because the rest of the bloodline turns on Roman. But what do you do about Jimmy? Like, did they ever explain, is Jimmy officially a part of the bloodline, or is he just kind of hanging out with Roman? What the frick's going on there? See, this is why you shouldn't have done this. If you would have never had Jimmy turn, then if you wanted to have Jimmy turn on Jay, that would have been fine, but have him do it like during a match with Seth or something for the title. You could have done it there. On that episode of Raw where Jay faced Seth for the title a couple weeks ago, you could have had Jimmy turn there if you wanted to do it at WrestleMania. You could have done it still. Then Jay and Jimmy have their own problems that have nothing to do with Roman Reigns. You could have had Jimmy turn there instead of at SummerSlam. That's another idea. If you wanted to get more of a build out of it, you could do Rock versus Roman at SummerSlam. But if you want to do it around the Rock schedule, depending on what his schedule is, you do it at Elimination Chamber. I do not want to see Rock versus Roman at WrestleMania unless it is not for the title. Because we all know what's going to happen if this match happens at WrestleMania and Roman is still champion, which I believe he will be. Randy Orton, I'm sorry, but you're not going to win it. Or AJ or LA Knight or whoever faces him. Probably Randy. But if Roman Reigns goes in to WrestleMania as the champion for the 4th year in a row and walks out of there with the title and beats The Rock, you're going to have a lot more disappointed people than you did last year with Cody. You can fix this by having Cody go over this year. Look, I'm fine with them wanting to do Rock and Roman. That's fine. But given the circumstances and the position Cody's in right now, I don't think The Rock would want to take that from Cody. If anything, I hope that Rock, when they were having meetings and stuff, I hope that Rock was like, look, let's do it at Chamber so I don't sabotage anybody. That way Cody can still have his moment. You do Rock versus Roman at a big time event in Australia. Have Roman go over. Have Cody win the Elimination Chamber. Have Punk win the Royal Rumble. That way Cody Rhodes and CM Punk, two former AEW guys and WWE guys, get their respective main event matches against the two Shield members. That's crazy to think about. Think of the history that all these guys really have with each other. I'm talking about Cody, Roman, Punk, and Seth. Cody and Punk's history with the Shield alone. Remember, it was Cody and Goldust that beat the Shield for the tag team titles. And it was Punk that brought the Shield in, supposedly, to Survivor Series to help him win or retain the title. So there's a lot of history there between those four guys alone. Some of the guys that carried Monday Night Raw in WWE in 2013 when it really wasn't that good. Well, and Daniel Bryan. But that's how you do that situation. I'm a little nervous about this, so let's see what goes on. I mean, I guess, if possible, that would mean the triple threat would be meaningless. Unless, and hear me out on this is kind of way out there, but hear me out. Unless you do a situation where the Bloodline takes out AJ, Randy, and LA Knight. And Roman says, if Rock wants to face me, let's do it at the Rumble. So we can get him out of here. Or, well, yeah, that'd be the situation. Do Rock and Roman at the Rumble, which is highly unlikely. I don't think it's going to happen. Just a scenario. And then you do the triple threat on SmackDown, and then whoever faces Roman, whoever wins that faces Roman at the Chamber. Or you do a Fatal 4-Way. Why don't you just do a Fatal 4-Way or something at the Royal Rumble? It could be. Or it could be a Fatal 4-Way at, Royal Rumble between Seth, Drew, Sammy, and Jay. Or, no, I think Jay should be eliminated from the Royal Rumble by Jimmy. I think that's what should happen there. But as far as The Rock and Roman goes, the best place to do that is either Elimination Chamber or SummerSlam. If you don't want to sabotage anybody, and I hope Triple H knows what he's doing with this. This is the first completely booked Triple H. Hold on. This is the first completely Triple H influenced WrestleMania. I know I said that last year, but it's more obvious now than ever. Kevin Dunn's gone, Vince is gone, John Laurinaitis is gone, Endeavor had made Triple H the head of creative. You know? Hang on. Sorry, I had to sneeze. Or there is always the possibility, and this is possible, but very unlikely also. What if whoever wins the triple threat on SmackDown Friday, most likely Randy, what if Randy wins the title? And I've seen people pitch this idea, and it's possible. What if Randy wins the title at WrestleMania and faces Cody, and Cody wins? It's possible, but then you would have to turn one of them, probably turn Randy heel. I guess not, but there's more history between Randy and Cody, but that would mean that Randy would be a transitional champion. I don't know. I don't think it's going to happen. I think the best scenario is do Rock and Reigns at the Chamber in Australia. And then Cody beats him at WrestleMania. And then do Solo and Roman at SummerSlam. That's what I think on that whole situation. And let me know what you guys thought of all this. What do you think of the Chris Jericho accusations or allegations? Do you think it's real? Do you think anything's going to come out of it? Do you think it's just over-exaggerated? What do you think about this whole situation? What do you think of the idea of Rock coming back to challenge Roman Reigns? Where do you think it should be? And I put a poll up for those of you that are subscribed. And those that aren't subscribed can see it too. I put up a poll last night asking whether or not the match should happen at WrestleMania, Elimination Chamber, or SummerSlam. So if you want to vote on that, please do. And I'll see you guys later. That's all I have for this episode. Pretty good first episode, if I should say, or if I do say myself. And we'll think of something to do. I'm going to do a couple Royal Rumble reviews this year. A couple WrestleMania reviews also. In the months of March and April. And I'll review No Way Out 2004 also this year. So next month, whenever the day is, it doesn't matter what day it is, I'll review it. So a lot of good stuff coming up on the channel. A lot of anniversaries this year too, more than I realized. You know, we had the Ultimate Warrior die this year, 10 years ago. Stone Cold and Vince McMahon's podcast episode. CM Punk's episode on Colt Cabana's podcast, back when they were friends. Oh, wow. Daniel Bryan winning the title at WrestleMania. Benoit winning at WrestleMania 20. Brett winning at WrestleMania 10. The title. You know. Eric Young winning the World Heavyweight title. Dixie Carter going through a table courtesy of Bully Ray. All that stuff. All those anniversaries are this year. A lot of stuff happened in 2014. Not to mention Sting debuting in WWE. Batista winning the Royal Rumble, which we don't talk about that. But a lot of anniversaries, and I'll try to cover each one of them if I can. And I'll see you guys later. Don't know what we'll do next, but we'll do something. Probably a DVD review or something. Or a Royal Rumble review. We'll see what I have planned. I'm definitely going to review Royal Rumble 2004. So we'll see what I can do next. And this is my first video of the year. Plenty more to come. This is episode 14, I believe, of Wrestle World Wednesday. So hopefully we can keep this going. And I have some more random topic videos I want to talk about too this year. So got a lot to get into. But for now, have a good rest of your day. And be nice to each other. Respect each other's opinions when it comes to these subjects in wrestling and in life in general. But just be nicer to each other this year, guys. We don't need all this negativity. We really don't. And see y'all later. Peace.
Speech on.